Okay, now we're going to set up our harvest monitor here in our combine. Basically, this is done with this original screen in either a 50 or a 60 series combine. Right here we're showing our field averages. Basically, this would be what it'd show if you turned on the end. This should show the average for this field. Whenever you set the header back down and take the combine back through the field, you're going to be seeing your instantaneous yield and moisture right there. Here you've got your cut width and rows. We've got that set up for an 8-row corn head here. And this row change basically means as you hit your letter E here, you're going to knock a row off as you come into point rows. That way your mapping and or just your yields is correct. Whenever, say for here, you're only taking 6 rows, you're actually not cutting as wide. I'm going to bump that back up to 8. So we're doing 8 rows here. Basically, go through some of the setup functions on the harvest monitor. I'm going to use the button on the green star display labeled setup. So I'm going to come in here to setup and then go up to harvest monitor, so which is letter B. Okay. Now my farm and field, basically I'm probably going to want to change my field at least every new field I go into. So I'm going to come in here, select letter A, and come right here to field. It says field 29. I can just change that. I can page down through. I've got a lot of fields in here. Basically I can get to a custom name and I can put in a new field name. For sake of this what we're doing here, I'll just put in field 120. Okay, so I'm going to save and go back. It's going to ask me what crop I'm harvesting. I'm just going to select corn here. So now I'm set up farm 1, field 120, crop corn. I've got my header type on corn head, which is fine. And then the next thing I'd want to do here is to do my record stop height. Basically what I need to do is just set my corn head to a position a point that I'm always going to pass on the end. Whenever I raise on the end to turn, and then go past that point again whenever I drop the head to start shelling again. I just want to manually I'm just going to manually lower my head some now to a point where I know I'm always going to pass on the end. And I'm going to hit save. Here's my new record stop height. So basically every time I turn on the end and raise my header, my display is going to beep, my recording is going to go off, and then after I turn, I'm going to drop the header again, the display is going to beep, my recording is going to be turned on. Going into the 2 calibrations here, all you've really got is yield and moisture. For your moisture calibration, what we always do is just a moisture correction, which would be right here. An example of this is just you're either adding or taking away a point of moisture or 2 points of moisture or whatever that the combine's showing you that is incorrect. In this combine, we've got 0.5. Basically, in that, I'm adding a half a point of moisture to what the combine's showing me. So if the combine's been showing me 15 and the elevator has told me that I'm actually 15 and a half, well, I'd want to put a 0.5 in like this to raise the moisture a half a point. And if I want to deduct a point, I just come up here to A, and I'd come down here to this moisture correction, and I just put 0.5, and I just deduct right here with letter G. So I'm subtracting a half a point of moisture. That's basically how you're going to calibrate your moisture. And then you're going to also do your yield calibration. And what you're going to do here is just come into yield calibration, letter D, and you're going to do right here where it says yield calibration is stopped. You're going to hit start. Once you hit start, you're going to start counting up pounds right here as you're shelling through the field. And it's going to say, once you get, say, your grain tank loaded, it's going to say 18,000 pounds. You're going to dump that onto an empty truck or weigh wagon, weigh that, and whatever they say it's 19,000 pounds, you're going to select letter E, and you're going to type in 19,000. And what that's going to do is that's going to give you a new calibration factor right here. Basically that's setting up your yield calibration, and that's really all you're going to have to do to get yourself get your harvesting monitor set up.